Fahad Moshiri can almost certainly forget MSP Sports Capital taking over to bail Everton out of the threat of administration. Moshiri is on the verge of having to find another potential purchaser for the cash-strapped Goodison outfit, with the plug set to be pulled on his £500 million deal with 777 partners.
But as Everton withdrew the appeal against their second, 2-point PSR breach deduction, Sun Sport understands that the MSP do not have the finances in place to cover the £200 million of debt they would inherit if they took over the club. And it leaves the Toffees stuck in an even worse place as the threat of going into administration and an automatic 9-point deduction becomes increasingly stark.
Everton's total current debt is a staggering £583 million, with New York-based investment company MSP owed £158 million of that. With Moshiri finally accepting the reality that the 777 partners deal, agreed 8 months ago, is doomed, the prospect of MSP coming to the rescue had emerged as Everton's salvation.
Read more in FOOTBALLNEW era. Premier League club consider abandoning iconic stadium for 50,000-seater arena. Charlie's Angel win. Charlie Sloth's Mercedes G-Wagon or £100,000 alternative from just 89p. But it has now emerged that MSP only put up a fraction over half of the money they loaned the club last year. The other £75 million was gathered through £25 million loans from Moshiri himself as well as from fans Andy Bell and George Downing.
That loan was guaranteed against the majority of Moshiri's 94.1% shareholding in the club and the company overseeing the £760 million construction of the new Bramley Moor Dock Stadium. It includes £8 million in unpaid interest charges and was due to be repaid last month. Most read in football. OWN goal. Ex-Arsenal ace Paul Merson banned from driving after speeding 3 times in a month. Footy rape claims Prem club boss identity to remain hidden in child sex abuse case. Toffee crumble. Everton face embarrassing takeover U-turn with buyer. They've already snubbed party like it's 1999. Man United treble winners and Wags pose on red carpet at 99 Premier Casino special. Best casino welcome offers. MSP declined to call in the debt because doing so would have made them new majority owners and left them automatically responsible for over half the debt to other creditors.
Around £225 million is owed to rights and media funding, while 777 partners, now facing a series of legal battles in Europe and the USA, provided £200 million to keep the club going while they were hoping for Prem sign-off of their takeover. What is FFP? How financial fair play is affecting Man United and Arsenal in January transfer window. League chiefs have not been given credible evidence that 777 partners has the money to meet their responsibilities, leaving the club in ownership limbo since September.
MSP have only continued to extend the deadline for repayment because they know Moshiri, who himself has given Everton £490 million in shareholder loans, cannot pay them back. Default by Moshiri would tip the club into administration unless he gave up his majority stake to MSP.
That, though, would leave MSP facing a 100% charge on the stadium company and make them automatically liable to fund the £200 million still needed to fund the new home's completion. When MSP, headed by McLaren F1 Vice President Jam Najafi and US sports super agent Jeff Morad, wanted to take a 25% stake in the club. Last year the debt stood at just half the current level.
Their bid was rejected because rights and media intervened to block it. The rights and media loan is secured against all the assets of the football club as opposed to the stadium, including the players, broadcast rights and Premier League payments. It leaves Moshiri facing a £750 million loss on his total investment unless an alternative buyer surfaces.
Since he began taking power in 2016, he has spent approximately £260 million in making himself the majority shareholder while ploughing the rest into funding the club's new home and monthly running costs. Any prospective new owner, meanwhile, would take over the Toffees' full debts plus the extra £200 million to complete the new stadium.
Everton's previous points deductions. November 17, 2023. Everton are handed a 10-point deduction for FFP breaches in the 2021-22 season. They launch an appeal. February 26, 2024. The Toffees' appeal is successful and their initial 10-point deduction is reduced to just 6 points.
April 8, 2024, Everton are hit with a second points deduction. This time to the tune of just 2 points for breaching the Premier League's Profit and Sustainability Rules, PSR. They launch an appeal once again. May 10, 2024, Everton withdraw their appeal against their second points deduction.
Were Everton to go into administration, boss Sean Dyche's squad, which takes on Sheffield United tomorrow safe from the drop, would be decimated. The current value of the club's players stands at around £350 million, with Manchester United target Jared Branthwaite rated by Everton at £100 million.
But in the fire sale that would follow administration, he and the likes of striker Dominic Calvert-Lewin and England know. One Jordan Pickford would be picked off on the cheap. Dyche has admitted he is in the dark as to the immediate future of the Toffees, but administration would mean an automatic 9-point deduction.
Under Rule E35, the Prem Board has the power to determine if the penalty is imposed retrospectively or next term. But there is a growing suspicion that a third PSR charge is pending for a financial breach this term, with a further points deduction a virtual certainty after the club's accounts are delivered by December 31.
Former Burnley boss Dyche could now consider his own future with one more season left of his £5 million per year contract. He admits, if the takeover doesn't happen, or a takeover, then you will be juggling dust, not sand.
Because who knows then? You are having to self-generate everything then, I would imagine. Read more. Sun STORIESSEEING Green. WhatsApp reveals shake-up coming to all users despite ugly backlash. Simple life. We quit being slaves to society to live off-grid in a gypsy wagon. It's not like there is a pile of cash anywhere, so you've got to self-generate.
If you self-generate, how do you get in what you are losing? If someone leaves, how do you get the next one in who is as good as the one leaving?